Guys, we all know that studying abroad is a once in a lifetime experience, and I know that you guys have been waiting for it for years. What are the chances over here? Chances are that you've been waiting for it for months. Chances are you know that your parents cannot afford it. Chances are that you will have student loan or debt. Chances are that you are under extreme pressure once you actually land into the country of your choice. Chances are that you would love to be in the top 5 of your class, top 5% or top 5 people in your class. And chances are that you're scared that your parents may never be able to actually pay off this student loan, this debt that you've taken up, just in case for some reason something goes wrong and you're not able to do it. So these are the chances. Am I right? This situation, it's almost always there. It's like a knife hanging on top of your head. You're always thinking, what if I'm not able to get a job? What if I'm not able to materialize on this? What happens then? Who pays for these accommodation, these books, all of these things that I'm, able to afford over here? Of course, it's a huge investment. And chances are this realization that you have this knife over your head is going to push you. It's going to push you to study harder. It's going to push you to work harder in class. It's going to push you to be in the top 5% of the class, just like your parents have always pushed you in India, hasn't it? It's been like that, right? And I know this doesn't just apply to Indians. I know people from Bangladesh, I know people from Nepal, and I know people from even countries that happen to be in Africa. They just are brought up like that. They believe that the highest and the best return on investment comes in when you actually study super hard and you get to the top, the cream of the class. But is that really what is going on? Is it really what you want to be focusing on? Here's the mistake that you're making, guys. And I understand you're under a lot of pressure, but it's very easy to make this mistake. Number one, you sink yourself in the books. You think that studying more will actually solve your problems than anything else. You see people partying around you, you see people smoking, you see people doing everything else, and you say these people are just wasting their time. I'm gonna study, I'm gonna sink myself in the books. But the truth is, you're actually also wasting your time, just like many other people are while they're partying, by the way. It may actually be correct in a lot of countries, but it doesn't work in the Western world, is that you assume that you will be able to fetch the best job offer, the highest job offer by just getting into the top 1% or the top 5% of the class. Okay, and it's not a faulty assumption. I understand this because I understand where you're from. I understand what kind of values you've been brought up with, and that's okay. But you're not in the same world anymore. You've got to realize that you've changed the scenery. You've changed the scenery, my friend. And the mistake is also that you're not focusing on jobs since day one. You're focusing on books. You're focusing on curriculum. You're focusing on assignments. Oh my God, assignments are so hard over here. And back in our country, we used to submit plagiarized ones, but over here we have to do it on our own. You're working really hard. You're doing all you can, really. But at the end of the day, you're just failing to realize and see the bigger picture over here, that you're not really focusing on jobs from day one. And really, at the end of the day, you're going to realize that I wish I had focused on jobs more, right? So here's the solution. Work on your communication skills and your confidence. If you aren't able to go up to someone and talk to them, whether they're an employer, recruiter, or whether they're just a student and you want to actually increase your network, and in goodwill, if you're not able to go up and talk to them, there's something that you need to improve. Communication skills or confidence, whatever it is, make sure you work on that, because these soft skills, they go a long way. All right, technical skills are always going to be there, and I'm sure that most of you guys are great at it. Second, I know I've been focusing on showing that grades are not really that important, but they are. So keep your grades decent, but you don't have to be the best. That's really the point I'm trying to make. You don't have to be the top 1 or top 5% of the class. It's okay. Even if you're in the top 15, 20%, that's fine actually. But what I want you to do is to attend job fairs since day one, because they're not exactly like placements that happen in many countries in the Asian world. All right? Make connections. Don't be scared of, going up to someone and talking to them. It's okay to do that actually, as long as you're doing it in good faith, of course. Build your network, share your resume with hundreds of people. It could be employers, it could be friends, it could be, acquaintances. Just get to know each other, and of course, try to find out more about people genuinely, about what they do, and build contacts that you will have for a lifetime, of course. And whenever time and the legalities allow it, do internships, as many of them as possible, really. What that also does is it helps you get in touch with people who are hiring in companies, right? You'll be in touch with your HR, you'll be in touch with your company's tech department. See how great network you're building by just being in touch with a company's employees and the employer. You can actually reach out to them later on, or maybe they will just give you a job offer just in case, if you performed well. So all of those things you can actually work on. Finally, if the legalities do not allow it as of yet, you go ahead, you build projects with people. Could be people from your class, could be your batchmates, could be people from a completely different department, but go ahead, involve in something, maybe try to create a product that is going to change your life, right? And of course, while you do that, you are also building connections, which is really the important part of this video. And finally, I know I don't say this often, but don't forget to enjoy, because otherwise you'll just burn out, and it's a once in a lifetime experience. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. All right, if you've made it that far, or you're going to make it that far, make sure that you watch this video, share it with your friends, share it with people who really need to know what is important when you're actually an international student. And yes, grades are great. You have to make sure that you focus on them, but there's a lot more, and the bigger picture is really what we are doing this all for, right? I hope and I really wish that all of you guys come out with the best of jobs, with the best of opportunities, and there's a massive return on investment for every single one of you. I know you've struggled a lot to get to this point, but I hope that ends with this journey of yours. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care for now.